Let me welcome you to Detox Living, where we bring you tips, truths, and testimonials to power your toxic-free living. I am your host, Coach Gessie, fibroid survivor turned health activist and founder of TheDetoxNow.com, a holistic health provider of education and supplements to help you combat obesity, chronic disease, reproductive health issues, and other things that lead to lower life expectancy rates. So tonight, as I said, without further ado, we're going to bring on Michelle.
Hey,
Girl, I've been waiting to have this conversation. So let's get into it, girl, right? First of all, let the people know, who is Michelle Huff Elliott, please. Give them some background.
Okay, so I always say this first. I'm a proud Baltimorean, and I have to shout out our mayor because he liked my post.
Hey. When the mayor likes your post. Okay, I told y'all, PR genius and boss. I told y'all already. Okay.
Yes. But I'm a proud Baltimorean. I am born and raised in Baltimore. I have a twin sister and an older sister.
Really? That's special.
Yeah, and of course, graduate of Bennett College, a female institution in Greensboro, North Carolina, proud graduate of LaSalle University grad school, and now, living in New York for the past 23 years. And married to my handsome husband.
Murdered.
So it's so interesting because people were texting me and they were just like, oh, because I know we'll get into this, but the reason most people are like, but you're slim and you you have like an athletic build. And I'm just like, but all my weight was in my stomach and back. And I was feeling so lethargic and tired and heavy, but we'll get into the details later.
Yes. Okay. So first of all, let's give them the backstory of what you do for a living, because they need to understand the lifestyle that you live on a regular basis. Because I think the biggest thing is some people feel like, well, she could do it because she doesn't have my demands. Like she could do it because she doesn't have the demands of my life. She could do it because she, so they need to give us a picture of what your life is like on a regular basis.
But what's so interesting too, outside of work, everyone has personal lives. So the personal life is busy. You're married, children, you try to, keep up with that because that's a whole other thing in itself.
That's a whole other thing.
And it's a lot. And then on top of that, you have a career. So, we all have demanding careers, whatever level we're in.
That's right.
In charge of the company, you work at the company. Everyone has challenging jobs that they have to get to at a certain period of time. You sometimes come in early, you sometimes stay late, or you do it consistently. And that's my life. Our day's never the same. And we don't have, as an entrepreneur, there's no such thing as a 9 to 5, 9 to 6. I constantly think of the company, our employees, some of them who are here. Like I constantly think of them. I know they get tired of me with my Asana tasks, but I constantly think of the company all the time, my business partner and myself. We constantly think of that as an entrepreneur and thinking about growing, surviving, maintaining, but then also above all is keeping our clients happy. So all of that is a 24-hour thinking job on top of the fact that I'm a business partner with a celebrity person.
Right.
So
that's its own piece too, right?
It's no 9 to 5, 9 to 6. It's a constant answering calls, text messages, thinking of strategy, PR strategy, working events. A lot of the times we travel for our client events and manage red carpets and, then client services on top of that, in addition to travel. So that's why it was so interesting. It took forever for me to start.
Oh, wait, so I was going to get to that. So I said, all right, so I think you kind of set the stages that for many Black women, operating out of struggle is, unfortunately, survival is the norm, right? Just like, it's like we push through no matter what. We come through for everybody no matter what. And our bodies take the brunt of it. Our emotional health takes the brunt of it, right? Our mental health. And then eventually our bodies start to break down, right? And one of the things for me has been really shifting that narrative that it should be normal for us to kind of just push through suffering. And I remember when we had our first conversation, because like you said before, it was a while ago that we talked about it. I was like, hey, I've checked on you several times. Like, hey, what's checking in? Did you? And you were in Barbados, you were, getting the key to this city. You were at with Carnival. You were doing the most everywhere, right? And what was your why? And how did you get to the now?
Well, what's so interesting is that I turned 50 last October. And I just, how you just do a whole thing. I think for everybody, your birthday around, especially when it's,
Milestone.
You think about, what do I want to accomplish? What have I accomplished? What's something I want to work on? What's something that I'm excited and happy about? Yeah. So you think of all those things. And one of the things was health. And, I was just like, you know what? I really want to get back in shape. I really want to be more active, coming up steps tired, coming up the subway, before the pandemic, everyone take the train, you're coming up, you're tired. I was just like, I don't want that for my next, decade, next century, half a century of life. I wanted to be where I'm living my best life, healthy, happy. And I knew that was something like, it was always number one on my list of things that I wanted to accomplish, especially going into turning 50. And then all the other things that come in with turning 50.
Right.
It's like, I'm hot all the time. What's going on? Right. And so what's crazy is that you and I talk all the time because Ashanti's been using you for years.
Right.
They're constantly in conversation. And then even before that, I was friends with you. So I'm kind of like, Michelle, because Ashanti's an avid, support and a member of, the DETOX.
DETOX Now community, right? She'd be like,
right.
Hey.
And so, she always is, but she's good anyway. She's good and do all the
She is truly a wellness focused person. Absolutely.
And I was like, I have to do it. So when we spoke, it was like in last summer.
Yeah, because you were talking about the road to 50. Remember? You were like the road to 50. Yeah. And I was like, okay. And what I've learned is like everybody's on their journey and they have to get to the place. So I check in to make sure I'm here to support. However, but it's always like, when you're ready, you're ready.
Right.
Because when you're ready, there's nothing that can stop you. Right.
And then you were like, oh, okay, make sure that you have 2 weeks for because that was my first time. And that's why I want to tell everyone, it was my first time doing any type of a fast.
That's important because I remember but you were like, but you wanted to be aggressive. Cause I asked, like, you wanted something to propel you on this health journey. I was like, okay, I got the thing. If that's what you want. Yeah.
And you were like, you sure? I said, yeah. I was like, cause I don't want to, I said, the last time I was challenged was when I was dating my husband and we had first got married and he's been riding motorcycles since he was like 15 years old. Wow. And he like, I really want you to enjoy a motorcycle life like me, like on your own, not necessarily on the back of someone else. So that was the hardest thing. One of the hardest things I ever had to do. That's the last time I was challenged. And I've had my motorcycle license about 6 or 7 years now.
Wow. So that's phenomenal, Michelle.
So I said, I haven't been challenged like that in a long time. And I said, nope, I'm going to do the water. I'm going to do it.
Ashanti hasn't done the water yet either. You know that, right?
I know.
She has done the intermittent. She's done the hybrid of the fruit. And I've talked to her about it a few times. She's like, I said, look at Michelle. Michelle, she done did it.
She was shocked when we saw each other. I was like on day 10 when I saw her.
Yeah, I remember.
I want to, because you kept saying, did you tell her? And I'm like, no, because I want to surprise her.
Uh-huh.
And so happened, I was going to get a facial, and so was she was going to get a facial from my esthetician. Hey, man.
Hey, girl.
And so
you got this, girl.
And so as soon as I walked in, Mamie's like, oh my gosh, your face, you look amazing. What's going on? I anything. And I was like, oh, I'm actually fasting. And Shanti was like, what? You put water one? What? I said, yeah. What day? I said, day 10.
She was like, look, I'm boss. Day 10.
She was like, wow. Yeah.
But that girl, and that's the thing. I remember, because right after that, Mamie texted me. She was like, because you connected, she was like, I have never seen somebody's skin not dried out from fasting. It's elastic. It's supple. She was like, this does not connecting with me. Right. And we talked about how the key thing with this water fast is you're not just drinking water out, just spring water. You're drinking structured water. Structured water has salt in it, which is either sea salt or pink salt, to actually provide the electrolytes that you need. So you're getting hydration. So please do not just drink water with nothing else. The other thing you're getting is the supplements that provide the nutrients.
I meant to bring mine from upstairs because I was going to.
Tell me, when you took your supplements, wasn't it feel like it was mealtime?
Yes. That's what everyone kept saying. Like, you weren't hungry. And I even had events. Like, I had luncheons, events during the fast, and people would sit around me eating lunch, and I had my little water.
Wait. Do that again.
And people were like, wait a minute, you're not hungry? I said, no. And they said, what's going on? I said, oh, I'm on a fast. And they said, do you have energy? And you're this. And I was like, yeah, I'm not tired. I'm not hungry. I can sit there and eat, sit while you guys are eating. And
this is important because when there's a narrative, right? When you say water fast, people think, I'm going to be starving. Oh my God. No. I'm going to be 14. What?
Right.
I'm going to be starving. I'm going to be holding some corner somewhere, calling for my mom in a fetal position, And it's funny because Angela Yee is on day 3 right now. She was like, I got bowls of energy. She's like, I'm feeling like, no.
I'm going to text.
Talk to them about that because let's start from the beginning. What was the hard part? Like, how did you hype yourself up to start?
That's funny because, again, when you first said it, hey, I just want to shout out a few people. Hey, Brad Zeifman, I miss you. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Kim. It's so many of my friends and family here.
Hey, family.
Thank you for supporting hearing my story because this is crazy. Donna Wilson was just like, wait a minute, I didn't even know that. I just spoke with you yesterday for 3 hours. I completely forgot that so what was so crazy, again, when you think of a water fast, like I kept reading the manual, like, okay.
Yes. And the manual, tell people to read the manual. Please.
Right. Please, because it explains everything.
Yes.
But you still are nervous because it's like, oh God, it's water. How am I going to feel? Because other people's fasting experience, everyone's different. Yes. Everyone's the same experience from what I've learned.
Absolutely.
And so that's the part you get in your head.
Right.
You're just like, okay, wait a minute. Hey, Tanisha. And so that's the thing that you get in your head. And that's what psychs you out.
Right.
So I did the opposite. I'm like, okay, 2 days leading up to it, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be, looking forward to this and not looking at it as a negative. Almost like how people look at their Mondays and they're like, oh God, it's Monday. I love Monday.
Yes, we're about to get started.
Right.
Yes, let's do this. Yes.
I literally looked in the mirror and I was just like, you got this. You got this. Girl, you have done many more. You gonna let a water fast psych you out?
That's it.
Every morning, I was like, you got this. Michelle, come on now, you got this. So then after the first day, I was like, I'm not even hungry. I was just
true.
Like, I said, true. One. And I was just like, oh, I got this. So then after each day, every morning, I would just get up like, girl, you did it. Day 1 down.
This is what I tell people. One day, take the day at a time.
So then
I got this.
And day 5 is when I was 12 pounds. I think I was texting you like every day.
Yes, you were like, what is going on? I was 12 pounds down.
I would just get on the scale like 12 pounds. Wait. And I would text my little friends, my threesomes, Hollis, Giovanna, and Sophia, they all on here. And I would text them. I'm like, I'm 12 pounds down. They're like, 12? Oh my.
Shout out to my partner, Martin Benjamin, known as Amun. He's on here. He actually formulated the water fast. So shout out to you, brother. Go ahead. You're telling your group.
But then I also tell them because they hold me accountable. Yes. Every day I'm like, oh my God, day 7. Because it holds me accountable.
Yes.
Because I know some people, when they go through fasting, when they do a fast, they don't talk about it. They say like it's personal. Yes. I said, before I wanted to share my experience and say, and it's so weird because even when it ended, I was just like, did I really lose weight like that? And it wasn't until you try on clothes and things that were like super tight. I was like, oh, I need a belt. Like it was stuff like that. I was like, oh my goodness, I want to stress and I don't have to worry about putting a spank on or how my stomach.
Yeah. Somebody just said the before and after pictures. When you sent me pictures, I was like, girl, your face, I see it. Yeah. Wow. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. The belly. Hello.
The little neck thing you get, that was gone. I mean, I just kept myself upbeat and thought positively instead of going into it like, hey, oh God, I'm scared. What's going to happen?
Right.
I'm not going to be able to do this.
Right.
Positive, like you got this. One day, boom, 13 days to go. I just did a countdown every day. And you know what I also did? I journaled. But
that's great.
So with this meta analytics, I felt like everything with food was on the damn. I was like, to the point, my friend Hollis was like, oh my God, okay, clarity, focus. And I was sending them things like, okay, this is what we have to do. Because before, I would never do that.
Because you felt self-conscious about your belly.
The thing is that I'm slim. So people are like, Michelle, you could wear. And I'm like, no, because my midsection, no. But then it was just like, oh, I can't wear that. Shut up, Giovanna. She said garlic noodles. So let me tell you.
What happened?
Because I would dream about the meals I would have when I. So I said, all I want for Grammys, I'm not going to eat. I'm just going to do my fruit salads the first 4 days. I'm not going to drink. I'm going to do my water, still do my supplements. Like I'm going to be really good.
You told me you were traveling with it. I remember you were on your way. You said, I'm traveling. I'm taking my stuff with me.
Is on day 8 when I'm there is I just want the crustaceans, garlic noodle with crab. That's all I want.
So you had your goal before you. You had the one thing that you gave yourself after you broke the fast, after your body was already reintroduced to food and you were able to eat food again.
Yes. I was like, that's all I wanted, those daggone noodles. And I was just like, that's all I want. So other than that, before then, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to be good. Even still now, like afterwards, it really makes you focus on eating healthier. And
I love this. You're going into my questions. Okay. So before we jump into what the transition was for you and how it helped afterwards, so what was the hardest part of it? So you talked about how you hyped yourself up. And, you know, this is, again, with your schedule. You didn't say, like, I'm going to take 2 weeks off and I'm not going to take calls. Like, you were doing this while working full steam ahead. And actually one of the busiest seasons because it was award season, right? It is award season, but going into awards and everything.
Right.
So...
Because I stopped the day that I flew out on Monday morning. I just stopped that Sunday.
Right. So right before that is the planning and preparation. Were you, like you said, day one, what was the hardest part? Like, what was the hardest part for you getting into it? Was it just the pre stuff or but like in the actual fast? What was the hardest part for you?
Honestly, the first 9 days, 10 days weren't bad. It was as I was getting towards the end because I started thinking more and more about the food I was going to eat.
Everybody is different. Some people, that first day is hard for them. And some people, they're like, I breeze through that. It's like the last couple of days because I'm starting now. I've shifted in my mind.
Right. But I was just hungry. It was just more like, ooh, because I'm going to eat. Ooh, yeah, I'm going to eat that.
You started thinking about the after of it.
Oh my gosh, just how many hours? I still didn't feel bad.
But never felt like hungry, like your head, because I think did you start also with, preparing your body, removing any kind of coffee and sugar or anything like that beforehand, or you don't do that kind of stuff? You don't have that in your diet?
I do because I'm a coffee lover.
Okay.
I'm trying to think. I don't think that I eased myself off. I just did it.
Okay. And everybody's different because some people, do you do a lot of sugar in your coffee?
No, I don't do anything.
So you just do it black?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's different too, because some people, it's the sugar in their coffee that they have more coffee. Right. They have coffee with their sugar. Right. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I'll do a dairy-free, like creamer, but I don't do sugar. So,
and that's usually what makes the distinction makes it more of a health issue of the coffee. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So you went into it, you felt great. You were working the events. You didn't feel hungry. I heard you say you didn't feel hungry. How was your energy?
I had good energy. And that was the thing when I was speaking to someone, I was at an event and they're like, oh, because most people that do it, their energy. I said, no, I have a lot of energy. I had an event that I was working. Like I actually take 2 or 3 events because I had like a fundraising event that I was running around. Giovanna said, boy, don't mess with our coffee. No. And then another event before that. So I still had good energy. I didn't feel, but I have to say this, like 1 or 2 days, like, sometimes when you get up, you just get into your work mode. Like you get in the shower, you start work. So one day I was like, oh my goodness. Like I had forgotten to even start like my structured water supplements. So I was like, oh, why am I getting a tinge of a headache? Oh my goodness. I didn't do anything. Mm-hmm. Whereas before you start when you first wake up, but I did my routine because I wasn't hungry or anything. And it was
it's the hydration. Right. The hydration. That's why the structured water with the salts and the supplement. There's one of the supplements that you put in the water. It's called chloretol, as well as taking the supplements. That's all part of giving your body the ammunition it needs to go into the fasting process. And I think the key difference in the water fast is that it is our most anti-inflammatory fast in that it really attacks inflammation, right? Because I think, you talked about how it felt like no matter what you did, the weight around your midsection just would not go.
Right.
Because like you said,
yeah,
you're not a big person. You're an active person, right? And that was a huge thing. What was that like for you to see that difference happening?
It was just like, oh my goodness. Like I said, like that third or fourth day, I was like, wow, I immediately saw the difference. And I felt lighter. I was journaling every day, reading more. Motisla just asked, no, I didn't work out. But what I did do, because you don't want to exert energy like that, you should be doing full workouts. But what I did do, I would just do stretches, and just kind of like meditation and I just did a lot of stretching.
And let me tell you, everybody's different because some people do work out. Some people do yoga. Your body's going to tell you what's right for you. Right. Okay. Because how your body is communicating, like if you need to rest, if you need to focus, also your schedule is so packed that you needed the energy for that. You see what I'm saying? Like some people, they may go be in a sauna, but make sure they stay hydrated. They may do yoga. Some people have actually done weights, lifting. Probably maybe more like the second way. You really need to listen to your body because your body will tell you exactly what it needs. And that's the thing I found is the clarity, the being so in tune with your body, like understanding. What was that like? Because you talked about that clarity. Right. That is like crazy, that clarity.
Yeah, definitely. Like I was journaling more, reading more. Like, I mean, I tend to read magazines and, online blogs and things like that in the morning, but I was reading more books and definitely journaling more. But I felt more energized and more focused.
Because when a lot of people don't understand that there's inflammation that is just settling in different areas of our body. You see what I'm saying? Right. And when you're going through this very aggressive anti-inflammatory, your everything is like fully awakened. Because the way I describe it is like, our body has natural detox functions. Everybody's it's respiration, perspiration, urination, and defecation. You poop, you pee, you breathe in, and you perspire. Your body does that all the time, all day. And what that is an involuntary process, but it is our body's, the way I call it is the plumbing system. It's your body's natural plumbing system for eliminating things that are not good, right? But what happens with our sometimes high pressure lifestyles, our toxic, unhealthy foods, or just products, right? I've been talking about detox beauty that's, phthalate free, non-toxic, lotions, everything, just in the air. The body encounters all of that. And what happens is our drains get clogged. Right. So the detox functions get sluggish. They become slowed down. That's why for you, it was like, man, no matter what I could do, I couldn't get rid of that mid-weight. Right. Because it was like, nah, we kind of stuck we're stuck someplace. You know what I mean? And what the body needed to reset that, to unclog that drain is a fast. Yeah. Because the fast now, and this aggressive fast, what it did is like, it had to now come and unclog that drain. So now it could reset the kidneys, the liver, the lungs, the skin. That's what skin is the largest detox organ is our skin. So that's why your skin was like, hey.
And I think too, when people think of the word fast, they're like, wait a minute, you're not going to eat. You're only going to have water. Oh my goodness. Because I was having a conversation with my friend Motisla and we were talking about it. And her husband actually knows your husband. And I was telling
oh, wow.
Need to do it. I said, you should really try it. We could do it together, which we'll talk about later.
Yes.
Because now that I've been on it, I can really prophesize and talk about it.
Yes, absolutely.
And actually, the myths that people have about fasting and water. Because when I say, oh, I did the water, they're like, oh no, it's just water. And I'm like, but it's structured water with the supplements. Because, like I said, you just think water and it's like, oh no, because you're thinking, before it was the cayenne pepper. Remember, everybody was on that trend.
Yes.
And so they think of those things, and I'm like, no, this one, it gives you energy. supplements give your body all the things that it needs.
Nutrients. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
I never felt any type of, oh my God, I'm starving. I feel lightheaded. I didn't feel any of that. I actually had more energy. And I, like you said, more focus. Had more clarity. I worked. I did all the things. Like I said, I did stretches. I didn't really do a lot.
How was your husband with supporting you on this?
He was scared at the beginning. He's like, wait, what?
What kind of foolishness from hell is this?
So then I think in the beginning it was, which I'm glad that he felt that way, as my husband that protects me, supports me. He wanted to make sure I'm doing something healthy and I'm not going to be out here passed out on the floor when he come home. Like he was concerned, but I think after the first few days, he was like, oh, okay. Then he'd be like, oh, I'm making a steak. You want some? And I just looked at him. I'm like,
side eye.
But then, that I did, it's like, okay, you did it, Yeah. But I mean, but in the beginning, it's just concern. Like, my parents were a little concerned, like, okay, so wait a minute, how long what exactly is it?
Right.
But then talk to me and they would see me like on FaceTime and they saw I was okay and I was still Michelle, had energy. They're like,
okay. Wait a minute.
It's not like.
So what was it like for you going to, luncheons and the red carpets? Because I tell people, like, you were like, oh, I'm good. I mean, like, I would, depending on who you are and how you are, the first couple of days, some people have it a little bit rough, meaning like they may be the very first day, some people may be hungry the first day. For me, that was really for me, just the first day. And then after that, and you talking about, I'd never done any kind of fast at all either when I first did it. So I totally get that. Right. And so I mean, as a woman of faith, fasting is part of our spiritual discipline. Okay.
Right.
And I never got it going.
Right. And it's funny because Posh is like, oh, do it with Ghana. And it's so funny, Posh, I was saying earlier before you came on that Ghana reached out to me because she didn't even know I did the fast in January because I hadn't spoken to her in January. And we spoke at length yesterday and I completely just forgot to tell her. So she saw my post and she texted me like, a fast? You have fast? When? Like she asked all these questions. So I did tell her that I was going to do it with her. But we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
I want y'all to all join me.
So how did you go to the red carpets, the luncheons? Like, what did that feel like for you?
Like,
and
this with all my stuff. But Giovanna tells people in the chat, like I literally was at our luncheon. They had a whole luncheon. People were eating. I literally had I had one. I don't have it. So I had my one cup with my spring, one in my oven, one with my shrimp. Then I had my cake.
I'm so proud of you.
Ask Giovanna. I was literally at the luncheon. So I came back. I went out to the little vendors while people were eating, but then I came back and I was like, oh, supplement time. They're eating their dessert. Okay, let me get my water.
What was driving you at that point? Because for me, when I was at that point, I was like, I feel so good. I don't care. Like, I don't.
Exactly. That's what it was. It was like, I feel energy. I have more clarity and focus, and I'm seeing results. I'm seeing
the results.
And I feel lights, and I'm more focused. And I feel
sexy. You feeling your sexy. You feeling in it. I thought she posted them too. I said, oh, girl, oh, what? She got that Vogue on.
It was funny because people were like, it was funny because this is like me, I love clothes, fashion, whatever. But then it wasn't until like my friends and they were like, girl, like it was like their faces. And to me, because you look at yourself in the mirror, you don't really notice it. It wasn't until I saw them. They were like, oh my goodness. Giovanna's talking about in the chat how she ate my salad at the luncheon. I was like, on my stuff. They were cracked. They was like, oh, we'll split. I said, yeah. I was very disciplined, but I think it was because at that point when you see something working,
right?
And like the clarity, the focus, I had energy. Like
tapped in. You had tapped in,
right?
Really,
but I felt more energy, but I still felt like myself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I'm healthy. This is nice. Like it's.
I think that's really important because I've seen people say, oh, yeah, I've done water fast. I said, did you have the supplements? Did you have the structured water? Because I'm like, please, first of all, and if you have any health conditions, please make sure that you're consulting your medical professional, your primary,
right.
Let's make sure, and then make sure you have a consultation with the team so we work with you to make sure you're taking your medications properly and all that, because we've seen people get off blood pressure medication. We've seen, together with the participation with their doctors, we've seen people do it all. And because the body is so incredible what it can do when we get out the way.
Right.
When we get out the way and be like.
But like I think that we just automatically say to ourselves, we can't do it. Yes. Like when you automatically.
That's step number one.
You tell yourself, we psych ourselves out for things. And so I said, no. Because at first I was like, ooh, water. And I looked at the little box. It was up here on my little worksheet. And I was like, I just look at it. I'm like, you sent it to me like in the summer. I just would look at it every day like, Michelle, now you know you got to do that now. Go, sent you that stuff, girl, you better go. I would just look at it every day. And then I said, you know what? Like I said, I sat down for myself after my birthday. But then for the new year, I said, I usually do a vision board. So I said, okay, so what are you going to do?
Didn't get to. So what actually kicked you started?
Right. So like in December, I said, you know what? I have my intent word, but then I'm like, I'm going to do it. And that's what I text you. I said, I'm going to do it on such a day. Right. I sent you like the exact.
Yes.
I'm doing it. And so then leading up to that, I just was excited about it. I was like, I'm excited. I started my fast because I remember I had an event the day before I was starting. And that's what I'm doing my fast. I'm doing my fast. I can't wait. Like I was just excited about it because I think it's just like, oh gosh, I'm doing a fast.
No, the narrative that you set absolutely creates the momentum with which you go in, right? It's the narrative we set. Like, oh my God, I'm about to level up my health. What? I'm about to like flip this whole situation. That's literally like you're telling yourself what you're creating. You're creating a whole new world with your words and your intention in your mind.
I'm telling you,
that's super powerful.
I felt like Issa Rae. What was the name of the show on HBO?
Awkward Black. Was it not Awkward Black Girl?
Insecure. So remember when
Insecure? Yes,
she was an Insecure, and she would get in the mirror and start rapping to herself. That was me. I was like, girl, you got this. Girl, come on, you got this. Come on, it's 14 days, girl, you got this. That's what I was doing to myself every day.
That's it.
Like
that is, and so for us also, I don't know if you know, because you did this, but we have like a detox living app, and in the app we have actually a support group. So there are people who are doing it everywhere. Just be like, hey, I'm on day this, I'm on day this, or I'm here, so that if they have questions, because that's really important. Like you had your own group chat of people who were with you on, like not doing it, but supporting you, hyping you up, right? And for people, some people, their community may be like, oh girl, no, why are you doing that?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's all about what you surrender. What I say to people, in order to make room for healing, we have to decide what we're going to pause and what we're going to stop. And some people need to be muted. Right. Some people, they can't, they don't qualify to be in this space. I'm not just talking about negativity. Sometimes it's just fear. They love you.
I don't have that either. But except, for people that's just like, oh, I'm concerned. That's different. But Pasha, right. Like, and when you're finished, you're not in a hurry to like dirty your body up. It's true.
That's true.
Because I'm in here like, how many cancer? Okay. Like, I'm like,
well, let's talk about the process afterwards. So, you after a very aggressive fast, like 14 days, you have to reintroduce food as part of a process. So we have a part of the kit is the reassimilation meal plan, which is in order to restart your digestive system, you have to eat a certain protocol, like really to kind of warm up your body. You start with tea and the salad, the fruit, certain things specifically. What was that like for you?
But I'm going to tell you, ex-baby princess, you laughing at me. That's my girl. But I'm laughing because, like I said, the first day that I was back on was I had a flight to LA.
Right.
And so I was just like, okay, Michelle, you got to be real particular because I'm not trying to be on this plane for 6 hours and have some issues.
Right.
And me, I'm a germaphobe, even before the pandemic. So I don't go in people's bathrooms and all that. I don't do like, that.
I ain't gonna have that situation.
So I was just like, oh, no. I was very like, okay, I know I can eat fruit. And okay, I know I can eat. Like, I was like, Michelle, be prepared. So I was very particular about what I was going to eat. But just, the fruit, like I said, the fruit, salad. So I definitely did that. Like in the morning, they had like a salad and a couple of fruit. But I tested. I was just like, let me eat this just to make sure. I'm like, okay. I waited for like 15 minutes. I was like, okay, my stomach is doing okay. So I kind of stuck with that. And then, I had my water with me.
What you were doing was listening to your body.
I sat there and waited because I said, what I'm not going to do is eat a bunch of stuff, even though you can't the first 4 days.
Yeah, you don't.
Let me just eat like a nibble. Okay, let me eat the whole thing, a piece of fruit. And then I sat there. I said, well, let me get, and that's what it was. That chamomile tea saved my life.
Girl.
That chamomile tea, I was just like, that chamomile tea was delicious. So all the chamomile tea, I was like, oh, that is fine.
And you can find it easily. You can easily be found when you're traveling.
Right. So the chamomile tea definitely helped. But then, just
on the stomach.
First 4 days, it was just more so like the fruit. Thanks, Tanisha, girl. It was just the fruit, the salads, which is stuff I like anyway. Yeah. So it wasn't like something that I don't like to do or don't do. I love salads. I love fruit. So, and then I forgot to tell you this part. For LA, because I knew I was particular about what I was eating, I took stuff with me. What? So wait a minute. Let me where is my container? Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to show you. Here's the thing, because I shipped it back to myself.
I love it.
So I brought this big bag.
What? That's one of those food bags that have the lining inside, right?
So then I had, this is you ever heard of a Jettle?
What's the Jettle?
The Jettle is the hot tea. You put the water in here and plug it up, and you can put it to a hot temperature. So that's what I did my tea in. It's
like an electric kettle, but it's in a mug. It's a kettle.
The whole
that's
time.
Awesome.
So I had my water. I had the hotel send me a refrigerator to my room. So
that's right, girl. Advocate for yourself, girl. That's right.
So I had all my bottled waters.
I love it.
I'm showing y'all. Look. Then I had this. I'm telling you, I literally just shipped this back to myself. So that was the core for the Jettle.
That's it.
Then I had containers.
That's it, girl. And the stainless steel inside.
My fruit.
I love
that in here. Like, I was not playing.
Love it.
Oh, look. My organic
honey. Your organic honey. Someone asked, do you, Prashan, no, do not recommend colonics while fasting. No. And colonics, here's the thing. You have to be really careful about who you go to. It can cause some damage if they're not well skilled. And the truth is your body detoxes outward, like from the in out. And trust me, when you do that properly, you don't have to have a colonic. That's just the bottom line. When you realize that something's really working for you, like, at that point, you're protecting it because you're like, oh, hold on a second. Not gonna be messing up what I did, right? So I love the way that you plan. So it's like, how did this now, which is what you're answering, how did this now help you with rebuilding, building a level up lifestyle, like leveling up your lifestyle?
And the type of person I am, like I'm still the type of person that writes out everything and put boxes or like I use books, I write stuff out. So I have to see stuff. Going back to your question about why did you take your stuff? Because to me, that's in my mind, it's prepping me to stay on task and on track. So it's like, I'm like, okay, if I pack my thing, my Jettle,
fully control. You've controlled the environment.
FT. Okay, so then I'll have to think about, okay, such and such, the Instacarts come in, but then maybe I want to sneak in, a little. No, Michelle, you got your soup, your fruit, your Jettle, your teas, your organic honeys,
girl,
and all those. So if
you are a rock star, you hear me?
But it just made me stay at mindset. And sit. So it's just, and it's not saying that because you did a fast that you're gonna be healthy 100% or just always think of that, because you're gonna have like your little cheat day.
Yeah, of course.
But
it's definitely a process, and it's a balance, right? Because we say fast, prevent, and balance, right? So it's like now you've done the work of fasting, so now it's creating a lifestyle of prevention, right? And that's what you're doing, and finding the balance in doing that.
And so it was actually fun just trying to, find things and reading things more. Yeah, but it's exciting. So it's like, of course you're going to eat, cheat every now and again, but like Pasha said, I'm not trying to mess up.
Well, what I say to people is like, think about it like the 80-20 rule, right? So I try to eat 80%, especially when when I'm home, I control so much more, but you're on the road, try to do as much 80% as you can and understand. And then 20% you give yourself that leeway. that is really in terms of maintainable. It's very sustainable, right? You were talking about how your appetite changed. Talk about that a little bit.
Because even now, like I really didn't eat a lot of fried foods and things like that, but I'm still very like, okay, I'm going to do grilled. I'm going to do fish. Okay. Like I'm very particular now about how I eat. And I used to, and that was the thing with me. I'd like to stay up late, even though I've got myself on a system where I try to be sleep by 11 p.m., 11:15 the latest.
Mm-hmm.
But I sit back and eat late. So, and then I'm a daggone Girl Scout co-troop leader. And we have
Girl Scout.
Y'all know I love me a cookie. Like, oh. So I had one Talkie-tastic because it's gluten-free.
There is they have some gluten-free options now.
It's one
sugar. But here's the deal. It's like building and creating what you're choosing for yourself. That's what I love that you're talking about, right? Is that creating a life that says, and this is one of the greatest gifts that I think this fast gives you is because it resets your body. Now your body will tell you what is good for it and what is not, right? So like, if you take your body now has inflammatory response to something, you're like, oh, I don't want that. You start to feel bloated. Like that. What is an inflammatory response? Bloating is one. You start to feel like gas. That's correct. Feeling gas, feeling congestion, like a itchy, just congestion or a postnatal drip that may be triggered by food, right? Or itchy, or like what for you? What did that look like? How did you navigate that?
Well, for me, it was like when I did that, it was like, oh, it was nothing. So it was just like, oh, okay. So that's like the thing for me. But again, I know the food.
So that's your tell. If something makes you gassy, okay. All right.
Yeah. And just really paying attention to that. But you pretty much know the things that your body likes or does not like.
And that's the thing, because we don't believe that everybody's supposed to be vegan or everybody's supposed, it's like you're choosing, but we say, listen to your genetic, listen to your body makeup. Right? It's not about your blood type. It's about your genetics, how your body responds to certain, it's going to tell you if you have an intolerance to gluten and sugar and dairy. And there are things that are, that some people have more of an intolerance to. And it causes you now to break down. It starts to break down those detox and to bring that sluggish, that drainage, where you're talking about clogging up that drain, because your body's like, wait a minute. We have a hard time dealing with this.
Exactly.
That's why when your body had gone, through the fast, you were like, hey, yes, we can do this now.
Goodness. You getting rid of that craziness.
That's good.
But I'm looking forward to the next one.
What would you tell a person who was in your shoes, who is kind of in that place, that decision-making place? And I'm so excited that you're talking about being an ambassador now. So what does that mean?
I'm excited. But you know what it is too, because I want people, the journey's not scary.
Yeah.
And that's the misconception. But, I want people to know it's not scary. I accepted. I was like, wow, I was looking forward to each day. Like, oh, come on, what else is going to happen? Is my skin? What else going to happen? Like I said, my neck, like I just started examining myself in the mirror. Like, oh, wow, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, look, it's just
cheekbones.
Right. So it's just like looking at it in a different way. So it's so interesting because since my post, I have so many people that ask me like, oh, what is it? I said, well, you have to set up your consultation with Coach. But here it is, just so you can just take a look to see what it is and then to, have a consultation so you can do it correctly, get the
stuff. For you to find out which one. And the other thing is there's the water fast, there's the fruit fast. Is an intermittent fast for everybody. You may feel like I need to start a little slower, or I need to, and your lifestyle and your life conditions may require you to start a little slower. Right. But the point is that there is a way for you to take control of your health, right? I think that's the key thing. And what I love that I'm hearing from you is, the biggest thing people feel like, oh, that's a fad. And once you do it and once you stop, you're going to gain all the weight back.
And I think, but it's something that you have to maintain. So it's not saying, you have to, it's just awesome to me. The fast showed me about really just taking care of my body better because what, like you just said, listening to your body. So it really helped me be more in tune with my body. Because when I was younger, I danced, I worked out, I was more active. So the things that your body can and can't handle, and the things that should go in and outside of your body, not be there, and the things that should be there. So it was just like me really it's almost like when I meditate in the morning, that time out to be quiet, my mind, my heart. The same thing with this fast is helping me listen to my body.
What it also helped is tune you in to be able to hear your body, right? Because a lot of times when your detox functions are clogged up, your body's been saying a long time ago, when you had the itis the first 1,500 times, your body was saying, this ain't working, right? But we done muffled it. We done, muted it.
That's too much now. You need to slow down. So with that being said, it's just like, I'm looking forward to just the positive reaction and support that I'm getting from friends, family. Like, I know it's the right journey and path for me to be on. So that's why I was just saying to you, I'm like, no, I want to do like a group. I want to do it as a group. And I want you like, oh, be an ambassador. I was like, oh, okay, I will.
The other thing I heard a lot of people say is how now you realize so many times when you think you're hungry, and this is really important, is that the body processes hunger and thirst the same way. Okay. So many times you think, I'm so hungry, I gotta eat this Snicker, or I'm gonna pass out. I'm hyper. Like, no, you're actually probably thirsty first and foremost. Your body's dehydrated.
Right.
And if you get some water and, have a little bit of pinch of salt. That's the other thing. Please stop buying all those expensive waters. I put distilled water or reverse osmosis water with a pinch of salt in my thermos all the time. And that's all I need. All the time. All the time. That's all you need.
It's the best.
And you'll be surprised once you do that. Wait a minute. Oh, that's what it was. Because a lot of poor decisions happen because we think, my body, I just have to eat something, so I'm going to eat whatever is in front of me. That is such a misnomer. It is so incorrect. Right. So after you've not eaten for 14 days, your body is now telling you, you got this.
What I'm going to incorporate with my group, we're going to do, mantras,
right,
and stretching. Like, I want to. Because that really helped me. Like, I was in the morning, like, and peace.
That's it. I love it.
And myself, and, being my biggest cheerleader.
I love it. No, and that's really important because your tribe, because this is your tribe, right? Because, what I say, when you help a woman, when a woman finds healing, you've changed a whole generation, right? Because we don't go through things alone. We bring such and such along and then our families, because we're like, wait a minute, this is possible. We're breaking ceilings. Our floors are no longer our floors. Our ceilings become our floors. You have a whole new level of living now, because now you're able to understand, oh, wait a minute, this is what my body needs. Right. And, so again, I go back to this. People say, oh, no, this is just a fad. Like, the day I started eating, the next week, I gained all 20 pounds back. That's not true. If you act like you've never been on a fast and you don't want to change your lifestyle, maybe, but no, that's not true.
Right. And I think, too, it's just like people, they just like, oh, okay, I did the fast, so let me just jump back and do everything I did before. But it has to be a change. I used to eat snacks and cookies and chips and all that late at night. No more.
Well, kudos to you, because that was no longer served. That wasn't serving you.
But it's things that you have to look. It's almost like, I remember a friend of mine said that they were, trying to lose weight, and they journaled what they ate. And when they looked at their journal,
food diary,
you don't realize the things that you eat. And just like you said, oh, I'm hungry, so let me just eat this chip real quick because it's here, it's quick. It'll help curb my appetite for the time being. So you do things quickly.
Or if I don't eat this chip, I'm gonna pass out. That's a lie. Don't tell yourself that.
Right. I need this chip. I just need something. But again, it goes back to saying, we're not saying that you're not going to ever eat a Snickers bar.
Yeah, of course. It's by choice, though. Let's choose. You know what? This is what I'm going to treat myself with.
Mama Auntie's vegan.
Let me tell you my favorite cookies. Mama, she when she was over, I have had her cookies shipped to me. Okay? Mama Auntie's vegan.
The website in the chat.
Yes. Put it in the chat, please. Mama Auntie's vegans are some of the best vegan goods.
Cookies,
Oh
cake.
my God. And her ice cream
You ever
is just incredible. Her butter pecan
had
is, yes, it is incredible. It
when
is.
I'm going to LA? Oh, I'm coming to LA.
And you don't feel bloated after. This is the thing that I say. I don't want to feel bad after I eat something. Now, if it's like, it is very rare, right? That if I'm having a piece of birthday cake, it's going to be little. And it's like, you know what? That's it. But my body is so healthy that it's like, I can handle that. Now, if I turn around and act like I have no restraint, my body's going to be like, really? You tripping. I can't do this. So here's where we're gonna lead them with. So the most two things. So the most rewarding part of this, and what you wish for everybody who is going to join you on this journey as part of your tribe.
If you want to change, you have to be the change, and you can't, say, I want to lose weight, or I want to be, because to me, it's more about losing weight too. Because it's a whole thing. Like, yes, you want the end results to be,
but that weight you're talking about is mental first. That's why I always say snatch from the inside out. Right. Because in order to let these things go, there is a surrender that has to take place. It's a surrender of toxicity.
Yes.
Mentally, emotionally, physically. And that is why it's not just the weight loss is very different. Right. It's not just, I'm losing weight. It is literally like your body's attacking that inflammation. Right. So it really is getting snatched from the inside out, because your organs are your vital detox organs are being reset, repaired, right, revitalized. Like, it's not just about inches and fat. It is actually attacking the toxicity that's inside, that's contributing to the inflammation that's causing that's affecting you on the outside. And for some of you, it may look like, also reproductive health issues. We've had women who completely turn around everything from fibroids to fertility journeys. I mean, we've had one of our sisters couldn't conceive for 12 years. She and her husband did the fast together. And a month and a half later, they had their first miracle baby. That's awesome. So it's amazing what your body can do. Right. Right. When you surrender to the process of healing. And that's what we want you to know, is that it's possible.
Exactly. And that's the thing. And people are fearful. Just get out of your own way.
I love it. So 2 things I'm going to do. So we're going to post this replay. All right. I'm going to put this in here. I'm going to put it in the caption as well. What you want to do is you want to register for one of our consultations. Okay. Because we have weekly group consults every week, as well as twice a week, actually. And you'll talk to our team about and then you'll tell them you're part of one of our ambassador, Michelle's group. So then when they, you work through and you decide what you're going to do, because maybe you might do the fast, but you might need the heart health supplement because you're also working on reversing high blood pressure, right? For you, it might be that. For you, it might be that. And maybe you're attacking fibroids, so you might want to add the fibro supplement. That's why we want to make sure to cultivate it, specifically curate it for you. And then you'll use Michelle's code, which is MHE25, and you'll get 25% off of your first purchase, right, as part of Michelle's tribe. Yeah. And get ready for the transformation.
April 29th.
Get ready for the transformation. All right. And for y'all who already know what you want to do, you can go ahead and order and register for the consultation right before you get started. Like, once you get your kit, you can do it that way. Some people are like, look, I already know. I've been watching.
My family said they signing up now.
I love it. I love it. But the key thing is this, that you have support, and know that you can do it. You can do it. Your body is incredible. It can do so much. And here's the other thing. Vibrant health is your birthright. Vibrant health, not struggling, not getting over it one day at a time, just trying to make it, not, aching knees. Oh, for those of you who have arthritis, achy knees, things hurt when you get up. Oh, this fast completely attacks that. Okay. And if you're not ready to do the fast, we have a supplement called Joint Health that helps specifically with your joints. Mm-hmm. But I'm telling you, you deserve a vibrant health.
Yes.
You deserve it. You deserve a healthy, happy period. You deserve no hot flashes. You deserve all those things. Look at Michelle. She's like, yes.
No more. No more.
Thank you so much for taking the time to, first of all, just for courageously loving yourself and betting on yourself and doing this.
And thank you. I mean, Coach Gessie checked on me. Are you okay? How you doing? I said, I'm good. She's like, oh, okay. And I would send her phone. I was like, I'm good. I would send her updates and stuff.
Right.
To have support. It's good to have, just people in your corner supporting you. But it's exciting. And you have to go into it. To me, I can't say it enough, with a positive attitude.
Absolutely. Look, let me tell you something. And this is the thing. Your body knows how to fast. I didn't talk about this earlier. Your body knows. You fast every night. When you go to sleep, you fast. You're not eating for 8 whatever hours. Your body knows how to do it. In fact, when you go into that process at night, your body's now, what it does is it's able to rest and start to repair and start to heal.
You feel it when you lay down. Your body's like, hey. I'm like, oh, okay.
We going into actual work right now. We about to do this.
Yeah.
We about to do this. And the thing about it is, when you now, like day 3, when you read the manual, you'll see your body's now, okay, we're going into ketosis, the ketosis process, where your body's now, okay, anything, whether it's tumor, fibroid, whether it's inflammation, with scar tissue from previous C-sections or whatever surgeries you've had, like your body's going to look at that, stored fat, and it's going to start looking to use it as energy. So now it starts to break that down. And that's why your body's like, it's like, did somebody just give me liposuction? Did I just go through a vacuum? Because your body's like, give me that. I want to use that. Give me that. Mm-hmm. It's amazing the way our bodies are created. So let's get out the way and surrender to the process of healing. I love y'all.
Thank you. Love y'all.
All right, babe. If y'all don't know what you want to do, again, the consultation link is thedetoxnow.com/consults. We also have a quiz that you can take. It's a free quiz right at thedetoxnow.com. Remember Michelle's code, MHE25. That's right.
I look for y'all, my friends, April 29th. Let's get ready. Schedule you.
Get ready. And if you're hearing this after April 29th, this journey is still possible for you whenever you started.